Hello, and welcome back to the channel, everyone. Take a moment and picture this. It's the year 2024. Your child, perhaps as young as 10 or 12, looks up at you with those innocent, pleading eyes and says, "Mom, Dad, I need a phone. All my friends have one." Sound familiar? It's a conversation happening in millions of homes worldwide every single day. We live in an era where digital devices are ubiquitous, woven into the very fabric of our society. They promise connection, education, entertainment. But what if that promise comes with an unseen, insidious cost? What if the very tool we hand our children for their development can, in an instant, expose them to dangers we, as parents, can barely fathom? Today, we're not just going to talk about screen time. We're going to dive deep into a powerful real-world story that lays bare the hidden vulnerabilities of childhood in the digital age, a story that will challenge everything you think you know about kids and smartphones. This isn't just a tale. It's a vital lesson that could change the way you parent forever. So, lean in, because this one is incredibly important. Our story unfolds in the vibrant, bustling heart of Abuja, Nigeria, a city alive with energy and community. Here, in a close-knit compound, lived two families, bound not just by proximity, but by a deep friendship between two mothers, Mama Ada and Mama Emeka. They were like sisters, though their approaches to raising their children couldn't have been more different. Mama Ada was known for her strict, no-nonsense demeanor, her rules as clear as day. Mama Emeka, on the other hand, embodied a calm, gentle spirit, believing more in soft guidance than firm commands. Their children, 12-year-old Ada and Emeka, were inseparable, practically siblings themselves. They shared secrets, chased mischievous adventures, and filled the dusty compound with their infectious laughter. Their world was a tapestry of childhood innocence, outdoor games, homework sessions, and the simple joys of a shared youth. But that innocent world was about to be irrevocably altered by a device that promised connection but delivered a dangerous pathway. One evening during a quiet family dinner, young Emeka dropped the bombshell. "Mama," he declared, "I need a phone. All my friends at school have one." Mama Emeka, caught off guard, hesitated. 12 years old for a smartphone? It felt premature. But Emeka, quick-witted, countered with the classic child's argument. "It's not just for fun, Mama. I can use it for schoolwork." How many of us have heard that line? It's potent because it taps into a parent's deepest desire to equip their child for success, to give them every advantage, and yes, to ensure they don't feel left out among their peers. Mama Emeka, a gentle soul, saw an opportunity. She made a deal. "If you come first in your class this time, I will buy you a phone, but only if you prove you deserve it." This wasn't a punishment. It was a challenge, a testament to her belief in Emeka's potential. And Emeka, fueled by the glittering promise of a smartphone, embraced it with a determination that even Ada noticed. He studied with unprecedented focus, his eyes fixed on the prize, and he achieved it. Proudly, he presented his report card, first position. True to her word, Mama Emeka bought him a brand new smartphone. Now let's pause here. Mama Emeka's intentions were pure. She wanted to reward academic excellence, foster responsibility, and empower her son. This is a crucial point. Often, parents introduce smartphones with the best of intentions. They see it as a communication tool, a learning aid, a gateway to the modern world. But are we truly considering the readiness of our children for such a powerful device, not just academically, but emotionally and psychologically? Think of a smartphone not just as a gadget, but as a key to an entire metropolis, a city without a map, without traffic laws, and with areas that are extremely dangerous. Would you give a 12-year-old the keys to a sports car and let them navigate rush hour alone just because they aced a math test? The digital world, in many ways, is far more complex and perilous than any physical city. This isn't to say smartphones are inherently evil, but they demand a level of maturity, discernment, and digital literacy that most preteens simply haven't developed yet. And let's be honest, many adults struggle with it too. Emeka's excitement was palpable. He and Ada explored the new device together. Games, funny videos, new apps. It was a wonderland of digital novelty. but their innocent exploration took a dark turn. While scrolling, Emeka stumbled upon an unfamiliar app. Curiosity, that powerful, untamed force of childhood, compelled him to click. The screen displayed a collection of strange videos. Emeka tapped one. It began to play. The images that unfolded were of adults behaving in ways the children could not comprehend. Ada whispered, "What are they doing?" Emeka, trying to sound knowledgeable, replied, "I think it's something adults do. I've heard older boys at school talk about things like this." A chill ran down Ada's spine. "Should we be watching this? It feels wrong," she stated, her nascent moral compass beginning to spin. Emeka, shrugging off the discomfort, said, "It's just a video, we're not doing anything bad." But deep down, both children felt a profound uneasiness, slowly morphing into a dangerous fascination. When the video ended, Emeka, the one with the phone, quickly declared, "Let's not tell anybody about this. It's our secret." Ada, her strict mother's disapproval already a heavy weight, reluctantly nodded. This moment marks the true turning point. It highlights a brutal truth about the internet. Exposure to inappropriate content is rarely a deliberate search by children. More often, it's an accidental click, an algorithmic recommendation, or a link from a friend. The safe internet is a myth. The algorithms designed to keep us engaged don't distinguish between age-appropriate content and something that could scar a child. One innocent video can lead to another, then another, slowly nudging the user down a rabbit hole of increasingly explicit or disturbing material. For a 12-year-old, curiosity is a driving force. Their brains are wired to explore, to test boundaries, to understand the world. But they lack the prefrontal cortex development necessary for impulse control, critical thinking about consequences, and emotional regulation. When faced with something forbidden, the allure is often irresistible. The feeling of wrongness Ada experienced is her developing conscience, but in the absence of adult guidance, that inner voice can be easily overridden by the excitement of novelty and the perceived thrill of a shared secret. From that day forward, Ada and Emeka's afternoons transformed. The joyous shouts of football in the yard, the collaborative chore-doing, all faded into memory. Instead, clandestine whispers and stolen glances became their new norm. Whenever their parents were away, they would sneak into Emeka's room, lock the door, and immerse themselves in the forbidden videos. Their friendship, once built on shared laughter and innocent play, began to revolve solely around this dangerous secret. One afternoon, hunched over Emeka's phone, Ada's lingering fears surfaced. "Do you think it's bad we're watching these videos?" Emeka, avoiding her gaze, shrugged. "It's just videos, Ada. It's not like we're doing anything wrong." But Ada pressed, "What if Mama finds out?" Emeka's resolve hardened. "She won't find out. We just have to keep quiet." Ada nodded, but the unease in her heart persisted. Weeks turned into a cycle of watching, guilt, and the deepening bond of their shared secret. This secrecy is a powerful red flag for parents. Children who are hiding something, especially something deeply unsettling, often exhibit subtle changes in behavior: withdrawal, irritability, changes in sleep or appetite, a sudden lack of interest in previously loved activities. The joy and openness that once defined Ada and Emeka's friendship were slowly being replaced by a clandestine, anxious bond. And where were the parents? Mama Ada and Mama Emeka were working, providing for their families. They likely assumed their children were engaged in innocent play, as they always had been. This highlights a critical parental blind spot: the assumption that a child's offline behavior naturally extends to their online world. This is rarely the case. The digital realm often empowers children to explore aspects of themselves or the world that they would never dare to in front of an adult. This isn't a judgment against working parents. It's a stark reminder that in the digital age, supervision needs to evolve beyond mere physical presence. Consider the story of a parent. Let's call her Sarah, who worked long hours. Her son Liam seemed perfectly happy playing games online. Sarah trusted him, and he was always polite and engaged offline. But unbeknownst to her, Liam had been drawn into an online community that promoted extreme views, slowly isolating him from his real-world friends. The shift was so gradual, so hidden, that by the time Sarah noticed his increasing anger and withdrawal, it took months of professional help to unravel the extent of his digital entanglement. The point is, signs can be subtle, and the digital world can create a perfect storm for hidden behaviors. The passive viewing, however disturbing, was not enough. One fateful afternoon, Ada, her curiosity now overpowering caution, turned to Emeka with a terrifying suggestion. "What if we try doing what they are doing in the video?" Emeka froze, a mix of shock and fear on his face. "What? No, Ada, that's not a good idea." But Ada insisted, her burgeoning curiosity stronger than her internal alarm bells. "Why not? Maybe we'll understand it better if we try." Emeka, his voice barely audible, shook his head. "I don't think it's right. What if we get caught?" But Ada's relentless pushing, her insistent questioning, chipped away at Emeka's resolve until he reluctantly agreed, his heart pounding with fear and uncertainty. This is the most terrifying progression, the transition from watching harmful content to emulating it. This isn't unique to this story. It's a documented psychological phenomenon. Children, especially at that impressionable age, learn by observation and imitation. When they see behaviors repeatedly, particularly those presented in an alluring or forbidden light, their brains can begin to normalize them. They lose the distinction between what's real, what's appropriate, and what's merely a digital projection. The "maybe we'll understand it better if we try" is a chilling window into how innocent curiosity, when unchecked, can lead to devastating real-world actions. Their first attempt did not go as Ada imagined. The reality of it, the profound wrongness, immediately overwhelmed her. Tears streaming down her face, she quickly told Emeka to stop and ran out of the room. For days she avoided him, unable to even look his way. Emeka felt terrible. He eventually apologized, and their friendship began to mend. But things were never truly the same. The innocence had been shattered. Yet, incredibly, the allure of the forbidden was still potent. One random day, Ada, her fear now eclipsed by a renewed, dangerous curiosity, shocked Emeka again. "I think we should try it again." Emeka's immediate response was firm. "No way. The last time didn't go well." But Ada, determined, insisted, "This time will be different. Please don't disappoint me." Against his better judgment, Emeka, swayed by the pressure from his friend, reluctantly agreed. They planned their second attempt for an empty classroom after school. Just as they were about to cross a line they could never uncross, the sharp sound of footsteps echoed in the corridor. "Someone is coming!" Emeka hissed, pulling Ada away. They bolted in different directions, disappearing just as the school security guard appeared for his routine rounds. They had been inches, moments away from a life-altering mistake, saved only by sheer luck. It's a chilling thought. How often are children saved from irreversible harm, not by parental intervention, but by sheer chance, by a passing security guard, by a moment of fear? This near miss is a powerful reminder that our children are constantly navigating potential dangers, and we cannot rely solely on luck. The fact that Ada suggested a second attempt underscores the desensitization and the powerful grip that this kind of content can have. The boundaries that were once clear become blurred, then erased. "No way" quickly becomes reluctantly agreed when the initial shock wears off and the curiosity or peer pressure returns. That same evening, back home, the universe decided their luck had run out. Mama Emeka returned earlier than expected, knocking on Emeka's locked door. Caught red-handed, the weight of their secret, the shame and the guilt, finally overwhelmed them. They confessed everything. Mama Emeka, stunned and heartbroken, immediately called Mama Ada. Both mothers, confronting their children, saw the profound guilt and shame etched on their young faces. It spoke louder than any words. This wasn't a moment for anger, but for intervention. Both families immediately sought professional help. Therapy sessions became a crucial space for Emeka and Ada to understand the gravity of their actions, the potential consequences, and the importance of making better choices. Over time, the tension in the compound eased, a fragile sense of normalcy returned, but the bond between the two families and the innocent childhood they once shared was forever altered. Eventually, Mama Ada made the difficult decision to relocate to another city, giving Ada a fresh start, a chance to rebuild without the shadow of the past looming over her. As Ada's family drove away, Emeka watched, a swirl of mixed emotions in his heart. He had learned a lesson he would carry for life. Unchecked curiosity, especially in the digital age, can lead to profound regrets. The mother's response here is critical. While initial shock and disappointment are natural, their decision to seek professional help was paramount. This wasn't about punishment. It was about healing, education, and prevention. Many parents might react with anger, blame, or even shame, which can drive children further into secrecy and fear. Instead, these mothers, despite their pain, prioritized their children's well-being. Therapy provided a safe space for the children to process their experiences, understand the psychological manipulation of online content, and develop coping mechanisms. In situations like this, open communication becomes the lifeline. A family tech contract can be incredibly helpful. An agreement outlining rules for device use, screen time limits, privacy settings, and a clear understanding that parents will periodically check devices. This isn't about distrust, it's about safeguarding. Tools for parental controls and content filters are also essential, but they are filters, not foolproof shields. They buy you time, but they don't replace active engagement. Furthermore, we need to teach our children digital literacy from a young age. This means 1. Critical thinking. Teaching them to question what they see online, to understand that not everything is real or appropriate. 2. Privacy awareness. Understanding the permanence of online actions and protecting personal information. 3. Digital citizenship. How to be respectful, kind, and responsible online. 4. Reporting mechanisms. Empowering them to speak up if they see something that makes them uncomfortable, and assuring them they won't be punished for reporting. 5. Understanding algorithms. Explaining how content is suggested and how to break out of echo chambers or dangerous rabbit holes. The story ends with Ada getting a fresh start and Emeka learning a hard lesson. This highlights the long-term impact. These experiences don't just disappear. They shape a child's understanding of the world, trust, and self-worth. It emphasizes the critical need for early intervention and continuous dialogue. So, what is the profound lesson for all of us, parents and guardians alike? It's multifaceted, urgent, and non-negotiable in today's world. 1. Delay is not denial. There's no magical right age for a smartphone, but delaying access to unsupervised internet browsing for as long as possible is a powerful protective measure. Prioritize your child's developmental readiness over social pressure. 2. Proactive engagement is paramount. Don't just hand over a device. Sit with your children, explore the internet with them, understand the apps they use, the games they play, the content they consume. Be digitally present in their lives, not just physically. 3. Open communication is your shield. Foster an environment where your children feel safe to come to you with anything, without fear of immediate punishment or judgment. This trust is the most effective filter you can ever implement. 4. Educate, don't just isolate. Teach your children about the internet's dangers and how to navigate them. Equip them with critical thinking skills rather than simply banning things outright. 5. Monitor with purpose, not paranoia. Utilize parental controls, check browsing history, and set clear boundaries for device use, including location and time. This isn't about invading privacy. It's about fulfilling your responsibility to safeguard their well-being in a complex digital landscape. 6. Recognize red flags. Be attuned to changes in your child's behavior, mood, sleep patterns, or social interactions. These can be indicators of hidden struggles online. This story isn't just about Emeka and Ada. It's a mirror reflecting the challenges every parent faces. The digital world is here to stay, but how our children interact with it and what impact it has on their lives is largely within our power to shape. I want to hear from you. After hearing Emeka and Ada's story, At what age do you think children should be given access to smartphones, and with what specific conditions? What proactive steps are you taking to ensure your children use phones responsibly? And if you were Mama Amika or Mama Ada, how would you have handled that initial revelation or the confession? Please share your thoughts, your experiences, and your advice in the comments section below. Let's start a vital conversation that can help protect countless children. And if this story resonated with you, please hit that like button, share this video with other parents and guardians, and subscribe for more insights that aim to empower families in today's world. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, stay safe, stay connected, and keep those important conversations going. Goodbye for now.